Okay, tonight we get to welcome my good friend Sheila Klotz. I'm so happy that you get to be here with me. Thank you that you took the time to do this. I'm excited.
I'm honored. Thank you, honey.
Absolutely. I'm so happy. Have you guys that are with me, Maria, Penny, Hazel, do you guys know who Sheila is? Do you guys realize what a big deal she is?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So now that we know, okay, we're not worthy, right? We're cool. So Sheila actually won the 40 and over division last year for Hit Like a Girl, which was awesome. And I saw some of that, some of your video, and wow, I'm so impressed. I've always been impressed by your videos, though, Sheila. You are an amazing drummer. So let's just get right into it. How did you come to the drums as your instrument of choice?
My sister brought home an announcement when I was in, I think, fifth grade for the local majorette and drum corps. And I have five sisters, and they all decided they wanted to be majorettes. I don't know why it fell out of my mouth. I said, I want to be a drummer. So my mom walked me to the cafeteria, and there's this man there, and all these boy drummers lined up behind the lunch table. And my mom said, "Do you take girls?" And he said, "Sure." So I went in and put the sticks in my hand, and that was it. I mean, I just fell in love right there. And it was really cool. The beginning of the night, I ended up way on the end toward the left. And once I got the single seven, that's the first thing he taught me, the single seven. Once I got the paradiddle, I moved all the way up to the right. So it was
That
neat.
is fantastic. I love that. So, at what age were you there?
10,
You
10.
were 10. You were 10. Okay, so I'm assuming then you played all the way through that elementary, junior high, high school
Right.
drums. But you were snare drum
Yeah.
mostly, correct? Okay.
Yeah.
So
I
were
all
you in
rudimental.
drum? You were in drum corps as well?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And so no drum set at all at that point.
Well, honestly, my dad got me a drum set when I was 13. I didn't know what to do. I had it set all up. Some of the guys from the drum line came over and said, "Oh, you got it set up cockeyed." So they fixed it for me. And I have a picture of me sitting there playing traditional, because a lot of people ask me why I play traditional. I was the only way I can play. But and they got me ready. They got me started. They helped me out. But no, I mean, even the Air Force Band audition, it was all rudimental and concerts. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah, started rudimental, foundation is rudiments. I mean, I was doing paradiddles at 220 when I was 12.
Wow.
It just, it just came out of my hands. I don't know what happened. It just was so easy to do the rudiments.
Yeah, well, that's fantastic. So I'm assuming, did you have an individual teacher, or did you learn everything you learned through just being in drum corps?
The teacher, John Bosworth, everyone calls him Mr. Rudimental. He's known all over the globe. He was
Okay.
happened to be in this little town, and he taught me first with the group, and then he came to my mom and dad and said, "I think she needs private lessons in there," and they really couldn't afford it. Really, we were kind of poor.
Sure.
Yeah, we were poor. So he said, "It doesn't matter. Just she's got it. Let me teach her privately." So he taught me privately for about 5 or 6 years and never
Wow.
changed the price. $4 a half an hour. And he never
Wow.
changed the price. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, it shows in your playing that you got
Yeah.
that firm foundation.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
when
go ahead. I'm sorry, honey.
no,
Go
no,
ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I took a lesson with Dave Weckl and a couple of them, and he's watched my video from Hit Like a Girl. And he said, "I can't believe someone who grips the sticks as tight as you can play as fast as you're playing." And I said, "That's Bosworth. Thank Bosworth." Because, drum corps, Penny knows, it's all power and just power and speed. And Dorothea was talking about that too. The power and the speed in a drum corps. So we got this death grip on the stick,
Mhm.
just a habit.
Yeah, I mean, because most people that teach now, even Todd Zuckerman told me one time, I should be able to come right up and pull the stick right out of your hand. It should be that kind of loose in your grip, and because because I don't I don't hold it quite that loose, like but I'm
Yeah.
always afraid I'm going to lose the stick because I have like joint and muscle issues sometimes. So I hold it a little bit tighter just because of that. But he said, no, it should be pretty loose. Like you should be able to pull it right out. So I think though he's coming at it from a different the paradigm is different thinking, because if you're playing drum corps, I know that it's a completely different thought process than if you're just drum set.
Yeah, and very hard to get away from that, because John Bosworth told me, if I can pull the stick out of your hand, you're not holding it right.
Okay.
So I'm trying to be looser. I'm trying to get looser, especially working on some fast ride patterns. I'm seeing the benefit of that pinch right there. But I mean, you just, I don't know.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Yes.
I'm friends with Emmanuel Caplet, and she is she was a drum corps person from like 9 until she was out of high school. So she has that huge foundation of drum corps, just like you did. And she said when she finally switched over, I think she was 18, 19, when she started playing drum set for the first time, she said going from that very exacting that kind of drum corps, the cadences and things, to groove was a real hard shift for her. Was that hard for you as well, to shift the way you're thinking about drumming?
Yeah, that's very good. I'm glad she said that. Yeah, when I started taking drum set lessons, I was already in the Air Force Band with Ronnie Shaw, and he heard me throwing down on getting ready to do a ceremony at the Pentagon or the White House or something, and he heard me playing, and he came out, and he's the 60s cat, he said, "Hey, baby, you got to throw down them rudiments, girl, with that." So then he said, "I want to see you play drum set." So I went in and played drum. He was in the pop band, the Air Force pop rock band. I think they were called Mach 1 at the time. And
nice.
Yeah, it was clever. So I sat on his kit, and he goes, "Hey, play this thing." And well, then he discovered that I was pretty square, I couldn't play. And all them rudiments, girl. So he started teaching me, and we got to his house, just the 4 snare, hi-hat, ride, and kick. And we stayed on that for 2 or 3 years. And he had to he kept saying, "Yeah, unstiffen you. I gotta unstiffen you."
Yeah.
So, yeah, she was right. She's very right. We're just, because I don't remember who I saw it in an interview the other day. They said, if you want to be able to do, the bracketed 4/3 and the 3/7, and he said, go to a drum corps. They do it all the time. Drum corps are always writing, really weird bracketed phrases. That's what I call them. I know that's not proper, but you'll see a 7 and you're in 4/4, and you'll just see this bracket of 7, and you'll see all these notes and all these rests, and you're going, oh my gosh. But drum corps, we know how to read through it. And it's cool seeing all the applications now to drum set. And I can't remember who said it. Some great drummer said, you go to a drum corps. You want to learn all these polyrhythms and groupings, go to a drum corps. So
wow.
Yeah, too much.
I was never in drum corps, but I so respect all of the people that, I was a singer, and I thought I was going to grow up to be this, big singer drummer. I was Karen Carpenter, right?
Oh,
so I got a voice scholarship to college, and and so when I was in high school, I was drumming, but I had to choose between marching or singing, and so I was in the the elite choir, and I was in the elite like jazz vocal, whatever. But they said, well, if you do that, then we'll let you play drums behind the choir if you're not soloing or something. So I got to do a little bit of both. And then anything that was special at the school, like I got to play for a lot of the whatever other special things, but I didn't get to march. So, but I did get to sing. And so that's how I got my scholarship to college. And
wow,
anyway.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's all of it. But I'll tell you my high school choir story. I was capable on the drum set. I was like a physician. I did no harm. I could keep the beat pretty steady, right?
Right.
So my band director said, "Oh, you want to go to college for music? You should get in the choir." So I go in the choir, and I did the audition. And then every concert, she put me on the drum set. And I said, her name was Miss Lasavita. I said, "Miss Lasavita," and she said, "Amazing Grace." And I sitting over, I said, "Why?" I said, "There's no drum set part for Amazing Grace. I want to sing." "No, you'll be okay. Just play drum set." Yeah, I got the message. I'm like, okay.
Right.
Obviously, I
man.
can't sing. So how do I do something with Amazing Grace when they're playing whole notes in
Right.
8/8 with a dot after it, you know?
Right.
I got
That's
the
fun.
message, don't sing.
Well, but look what you get to do. Drums, though. I can't sing anymore either. I take a seizure. One of the things that I have to take is seizure medicine, and it
Ooh.
gravels out my voice. So even if I talk for very long, it sounds very gravelly. I tell my husband it's sexy, but you know.
Do you have any recordings when you were younger?
Did I what?
Do you have any recordings of you singing when you were younger in high school?
I'm sure they're out there, but I don't have any myself.
You need to get those.
I
Find them.
do, yeah, because I was a jazz singer, so that was like, it was my big thing. I thought I was gonna be this big thing, you know, big jazz,
I love.
whatever.
You like Irving Berlin? What'll I do? All right,
I was more into like the Manhattan Transfer and Natalie Cole's jazz stuff, and Diane Reeves and all of that. I just loved all of it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I actually got to sing before Diane Reeves in a contest, and she gave me all this, like, she pumped me way up. It was so cool. Anyway.
Good for you, girl.
Yeah, that was really fun part of my life. Okay, so you got to play all the way through school, and then I can't remember, was it in lieu of going to college you went to the Army band, or was that after? I don't remember the timeline.
I was in college before the Army band.
Okay.
The Air Force band. So I was in college studying all the marimba, timpani, steel drums, African drums. It was so much. And I was so far behind because I learned rudiments by rote. I couldn't read music. Okay. So my first teacher gave me the Wilcoxon and assigned the first 10 solos. Here, you should be able to do this, no problem. So I come back the next week and I'm going, blah, duh, blah.
Yeah.
Duh. He said, what the heck are you doing? And I said, I kind of know how to read. I memorized patterns in high school, but he said, sit down. So he sat down and said, I can't believe you can't play this stuff. And no, I said, I can play it, I just can't read it. So he helped me to learn how to read. And I was so far behind in that regard. I didn't know marimba at all. I didn't play marimba. I think I played one xylophone piece in high school, but I memorized it. And timpani or anything. So I had to catch up. I was the lowest one on the totem pole in my year. So what I did was I adopted my Japanese roommate's study schedule. She took all her classes in the morning, 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., ate lunch and came back and went to bed. And at night at 10 p.m. or around 9:30 or 10 p.m., she'd get up and stay up all night. Jeez. So if you've been to a music school, you know how hard it is to get the xylophone or the marimba or the timpani, the ones everyone need to be on. So I went, when she told me that, I said, okay, that's what I'm going to do. So the next semester I took all morning classes, ate lunch, went to bed, got up at 10 p.m. and went to the CAC and stayed there all night. I had every instrument I wanted to myself all night long, 12 hours a night for 3 years. And I caught up and passed all those guys.
That's dedication though. That's some dedication right there.
Well, when you know you're behind, you know, and you have a good teacher. I had a very good private teacher who knew how to feed that I guess to teach me in a way to make me want to be great, not knowing what the future was going to hold. And sure, I played the old Irish washerwoman for my college audition, and it was horrible, you know. And it was like this, do do do, ooh ooh, do, ooh, ooh. And then I looked up, do 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 do. But when I left, Phil Faini, when I did my last interdepartmental recital, I played a lute piece on marimba, and it was so cool. There was one part I was slowing down, and I actually forgot where I was. So I slowed down and I lifted my mallets, and it's like God himself put his hands on my hand, hit the bar here. So I went and I landed, and I finished it. He jumped up out of the chair, and I mean, most of the guys in my class were just staring, like they could not believe the difference in 2.5 years. Wow. Because of my roommate Minako in Japan. Hi, Minako. I'm gonna share this with her too.
Awesome.
I loved it.
That's
I had
fantastic.
every instrument to myself. The marimba, the vibes, the timpani. Nobody bothered me. And even the custodial workers knew me by name. Totally.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it was great.
That's awesome. I love that. Okay, so how did you go from that to wanting to be in the Air Force Band?
Okay, so I got a call from my dad saying there's an opening in the Air Force Band, and John Bosworth, my teacher back here at home, said you need to audition. So I came home for Thanksgiving, got with him, found out because he was in the military band as well. Found out what the
Okay.
job was all about, what I would need to do, what I need. I mean, so I went back and I got off the marimba, off the drum set, off the timpani. I didn't do much drum set at all. I had to beg the guy, and he wanted to teach me jazz, and I just did not understand jazz. So I just stick to the marimba and the timpani and the stuff I can. Well, anyway, so I went back on the rudiments and worked my tail off through the Wilcoxon, worked my tail, went back into it and just was flying. And then decided to sign up for the audition. Now, when you do a military band here in DC, they're called premier bands, not insulting anybody's intelligence, but it's a very long, lengthy process. You send a tape or a CD in, or now they do a Dropbox. They send you the criteria, you pick the criteria, you record, you put it in the Dropbox with your resume. And then after about 50 people, 50 to 100 people, depends on the position of the instrument, they'll invite the best 12 to DC.
Okay.
So I got invited, and of the 2-week period they gave me, I chose the last day of the auditions, which was Friday, January 13th. I don't know why I didn't know about, Friday the 13th. I came in and there was another guy before me, and I heard we were both the contenders based off our tape. We were the ones they were considering. So on the stand, and I'm not kidding, sight reading for the snare was this thick,
Wow.
almost 2 inches. They want to see, because you're going to be playing at the White House, you're going to be playing at the Pentagon. They got to make sure you don't panic, that you just keep going. And so, of course, drum corps, you're used to that pressure. And when I say drum corps, it was a small drum corps, very local, not DCI, DCA. So he started flipping the page, the guy did, and I'm just reading. I'd read down 3 or 4 lines that were there, he'd flip, and they got harder and harder and harder. When we got to like the Pratt level, I'm like, hey, I'm in my element. You bring up, this is the best you got? You ain't got nothing else? Throw something at me. Throw some Markovich at me. Come on, throw this thing. I loved it. The harder it got, the better I played, because I was used to that intense drum corps, powerful rudimental level. So then here was the test that got me. They brought me back in for the finals about an hour after my audition. They said, we need you to put that bass drum on. And I was like, I carried 50-pound quints in college. Yeah, sure. I just threw it on, and they're like, shook their head. And then I walked out, and they came back and they said, we're offering you the job. And we really didn't want to, because we were concerned you're kind of small, slim, 5'6", 125, and at the time, and we were worried that you wouldn't be able to carry that bass drum. And I'm like, look at my muscles. I got Popeye arms, okay? I've been playing drum corps, slinging those quints on me like nobody, you just, and then you just go. So That's how I got the job in the Air Force Band there in DC. I stayed there 12 years, met Ronnie, the guy who turned me on the drum set, really got me thinking and got me into all this great coordination stuff. I was talking to Penny about it. She said, I just can't believe you haven't done drum set. I said, I studied it, but I never got to be in a band. I never got to play it. I fell in love with studying it. I just never got to get out. I think I was in a country band. I got fired from them. And I was in an R&B. I recorded with an R&B artist. Again, just do no harm, just kind of playing the basics. But I didn't tour like most of the drummers on your site do. It was all military. And after about 13 years in the Air Force Band, I finally got pregnant and decided I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. So I put in my papers to get out. And someone came from the Guard Band, National Guard Band, and said, you have all that time active duty. You can get your retirement. You just won't get it till you're 60. And I said, National Guard Band? And he said, yeah. I said, I heard there's a Weekend Warriors. They're just not really into it. No. So I joined the Guard Band and was a percussionist. And then they, because I came from the Air Force Band, someone started talking to me about, bringing the level of the band up, what we could do. There's only about 13 or 14 people in the band. It was kind of small. And I was talking about my experience in the Air Force Band and the way they did it. And next thing you know, I'm a commander. I'm going off to OCS and I'm getting yelled at and screamed at and doing push-ups. I'm like, what the heck? I did this when I was 20. I don't want to do this again. So I became the commander, and the band just exploded. And I ran it like an Air Force band. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it was awesome. But still, now I'm on the drums even less. You know, I'm having to learn how to conduct and how to tell a clarinet player, you play soft. I couldn't tell them how to play it. They were the experts. I had guys with their doctorates in clarinet in the band, and I'm just a drummer. So I just studied with a couple of conducting guys close by. So they said, look, just memorize the score. Don't ever look down. You're a conductor. The audience will only see the back of you. They don't need to see this, right? And he said, put your shoulders back, stand up straight, and memorize that score. So I did. So I'd be conducting and I would just cue, and it worked. But I don't want to be a conductor. I got through it. And every once in a while, I'd go to the drummers and say, get up. I get on the drum set and try to do something, you know. It was bad. It was bad. But finally retired in 2015. And then your bio tells the rest of the story, your bio and me, about how I'm going to learn. I'm going to get on this drum set thing. I'm going to really dig in on this sucker, you know. That's what.
Yeah. And what I read was you dug in for 4 years, and then you decided you were going to, hey, I should enter this contest, and then you won it.
I don't know. Well, I entered it in 2015 too.
Okay.
I did. There was no categories then.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, I thought I did pretty good, you know. But the winner, and I saw the winner, Lord help me, I don't remember her name, but I just went, ooh, okay, that was not so good. Okay, she won it. So it took me a long time to decide to try it again. So.
Well, I mean, for somebody that's only been truly playing a drum set for just a handful of years to win in your category, that's a big deal. But now that you've told your story of how that dedication of staying up all night long and learning how to read and using all the instruments while everybody else is asleep so that you can, you know, get to that excellence that you thought you needed to be at, that makes sense to how you did that in such a short amount of time on your drum set.
Well, now remember, even though I wasn't gigging, I did practice because Ronnie was always feeding me stuff. Mm-hmm. Sheila, try this. There's binary pattern over top of your feet doing left, right. So he really never forgot about me, and he would give me, awesome. Take a few months and work on this. So my practice on the drum set was probably all during my military career. At the most, I practiced on the drum set 90 minutes a week. Okay. I'm too busy. I was too busy.
Right. Sure, of course.
But it was good stuff from Ronnie, this Berkeley stuff that I see Penny posting about and thinking. I said, hey, I know that stuff. Ronnie taught me that stuff. But I don't know it as well as she does, I admit, you know.
Well, that's whatever you know and you're doing works, because it's so good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so you've raised kids during all of this. Are you still in the military? You said you got out. You're finally out of that.
Yes, 2015. Okay. I retired.
Okay, so what are you doing currently? Are you teaching? Are you what?
I'm teaching a small private Christian school drumline, because that's my love. You know,
okay, yeah, of course.
And I have to tell you something funny, because I love laughter. I'm Irish, so I laugh all the time. That's why me and Penny get along so well. We just laugh all the time. And it's going to be terrible about this drum set camp. I just know it. So I teach this little drum line, and I said, guys, we need a name. They're King's Christian Academy. We have to have a name. They said, what do you mean? They're all middle school age, right?
Right.
I said, no, you have to have a name. It's got to be the King's Christian Academy blankety blank drumline. And they said, well, what do we do? I said, well, it's normally a phrase that you hear me say, or something that, you know, has to do with drumline. And one of the kids said, we should be called the Hot Mess. I said, oh, you're a hot mess. You're a hot mess. This is a mess. You know. I said, no,
that's hilarious.
We can't call ourselves the Hot Mess. That's not. So, and I also have a studio. Now, when I say that, I know you know the difference, but my family's going to watch this later. But, you know, in private teaching, when you have a group of students, you call it a studio, right? So I have about 10 students that that probably just picked up 10 years ago. I mean, 2 years ago, 10 students. Most of them came on board with me about 2 years ago, because when I left active duty, I stopped everything except the drum set. I didn't teach. I didn't do anything. I just wanted to focus on the drum set, you know, and I just started teaching about 2 years ago. Yeah.
So in-person lessons, or are you doing Skype as well?
I'm doing in person,
Okay.
at my house and at the students' houses. The drum line, you know, of course, we're all way back. We're all masked up, and even at my house, we're masked up. And I wipe everything down when they leave. You know, get that door handle right. I saw them touch that cymbal.
Oh yeah.
And let me see. Yeah, now I'm teaching. I love it. It's much different, because I did teach in my 30s. Had students going to college on full scholarships. I had, but yeah, right now that's what I'm doing. I have stories, but I'll save that for later.
Okay. Well, that's wonderful, and I'm happy for your students, because they've got a great teacher on their hands.
Thank you, baby. I appreciate that.
Yes, you're very welcome. Okay, I'm going to open it up to you guys that got to stay with us tonight. Do you guys have some questions for Sheila? Anyone?
Oh, I see him.
Remember that you are muted, so you'll have to unmute if you want to ask a question. Just let me know. Nobody?
Good. I'll tell my stories.
Yes. Well, okay then. What do you want to tell us, Sheila?
Okay, what was I talking about? I had a story with oh yeah, when I was teaching in my 30s, I had this marimba player, right? She was phenomenal. Trust me, I was not her teacher. After about 2 years, I was just a coach. She could do anything.
Got it.
So her mom told me when she was in 10th grade, she said, Sheila, you said that if she keeps going, she'll get a scholarship to college. I said, no doubt in my mind. And I said, she's that good. And they said, okay, well, we're going to take her college money and buy her marimba. And I said, wait a minute.
Hang on.
I said, if she keeps going, okay. She was playing Kiko Abe. I can't remember the name of her real famous piece. She was playing that in 9th grade, which was phenomenal.
Wow.
Very good. So I said, she's got to keep going. So they took her college money and bought her marimba. I found her a 4 1/3, all the cases, everything. I actually did a transcription of Toccata and Fugue in D minor that she did at Juilliard, and she did it at Curtis, and she did it at, it just slipped my mind, Eastman. And they all wanted a copy of it. And I said, no, can't. So she went to Catholic, Eastman, Curtis, Juilliard, WVU, what's that one in Ohio? Lord help me. You know, the music school in Ohio. Anyway, these schools, she got a total. She got so many scholarships. She got $196,000 in scholarships from these 6 schools.
Wow.
6 schools. So I told her, you know me, I'm thinking, I said, hey, listen, now go to your mom and tell her that they actually owe me $193,000 because that marimba was $3,000, and so I should get the rest. And she came back the next day and she said, my mom didn't like that very much.
No.
Okay, well,
somebody said, is it Oberlin in Ohio?
Yes. Yeah,
very good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, somebody
nobody
said
asked
Cincinnati.
about the bathroom?
Sorry.
Nobody asked about the bathroom?
No one asked about the bathroom. Penny, did you have something to say?
Yeah, she got kicked out of the bathroom. She teased this story. You got to tell us.
Okay, we need to hear this. What's going on?
Okay, well,
she's taking a deep breath.
Look, I get back to we were just a little bit financially challenged.
Okay, gotcha.
So we kept losing hairbrushes. 6 girls in the family, right? We kept losing hairbrushes. So my dad cut all our hair off to be real short, kind of short, like about this. And so I'm in a drummer's uniform. I was about 11 or 12. I'm in a drummer's. Remember, majorettes wear something, drummers wear something, color guard wear something. And I went in the bathroom and, hey, you're a boy, get up. And I'm like, I'm not a boy. And I went in the stall, went to the bathroom, and I got accused again. Hey, you're a bathroom. You're a boy, get out of the bathroom. So I lifted up my shirt. I said, I'm not a boy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I flashed my own kind just to show them that,
golly.
hey, you know, and my family, they never let me live it down. They're all like, hey, Sheila got kicked out of the girls' bathroom.
That's hilarious. You're spunky, Sheila.
Yeah, I love life. I'm high on life.
There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, everyone tells me, all my kids, my students, moms, parents tell me, oh my gosh, Sheila, now I know why they come home all wired. You know.
Where do you get your energy? Because I feel like I'm dragging my tush around all of the time.
I have no idea. It's a blessing and a curse. When I was the commander, they called me the Energizer Bunny. I mean, I was sure. Like, and there was one person said, she said, we need to get that sign from that movie, Chief Klotz, catch me if you can. So I don't know. Awesome. I enjoy playing. I enjoy, well, just life. Life's too short, you know.
Yes.
Make the most out of it. Be joyful. And I say a lot, I'm Irish. I live hard, laugh hard, and I love hard, you know.
Yes. Play hard. That's my thing. I work hard, but I play hard.
Yeah, we do that too.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Are you guys sure that you don't have any questions that you'd like to ask Sheila? She's so interesting. I'm sure that somebody has something. Anybody?
It's okay. That's okay.
Go ahead. Maya, do you have a question?
Have you felt or encountered any gender discrimination during any of your experiences?
Yes, I'm
Great
very
question.
sad to say it was very recently. Up until this point, my teacher, when I was young, he said, okay, here's the thing. You're going to have to do everything really fast. Root paradiddles, flam paradiddles, Swiss armies, windmills, all you're going to have to be flams. Everything's going to have to be really fast because you're a girl. And I was like, you're 10 years old. You're like, okay, you don't get it. So I never had a problem because I could outplay everybody, you know, rudimentally. But a couple of weeks ago, I put up a video of, about a month or two ago, a video of something that I thought was pretty clever. I don't remember what it was. And some guy got on there and said, girls should not be playing drums. Y'all need to be working secretary, this.
Oh.
Yeah, it was bad. I sent a copy of it to Penny. I said, check this out. And I really wanted to reply to the guy. Okay, I'll go get Emmanuel Capulet, if I'm saying that right, Annika Niles, Camille Bougeot,
right.
Penny Larson,
right.
Tammy, I'll put them in a room with you any day of the week with a curtain. You name the day. I'll put you up against them and let's just see. I mean, I really did want to go there. I was like this close to going there. But you know what I like about Facebook is that's my newspaper. You know, I control the content and I control the subscribers. So right. I unsubscribed him and delete him and blocked him. He's never getting this newspaper again. So, right. But I do have a picture of it. I took a picture of it because that's the first time I really had encountered. And he kept writing what we shouldn't be doing, you know. That was
I can't imagine what his personal life is like.
Yeah, I looked at his profile.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's funny to me, but I'm friends with Annika and I'm friends with Emmanuel, and I see when they post things, and I always go on there to tell them how much I like whatever they're posting, and inevitably though I will see people just hammering them even now as nice of people that they are, and as incredibly talented that they are, and giving of their talents, and they do free videos and they do free lessons and all of these things online. But there are still some jackholes that just want to say awful things for no reason. I mean, there's not a good reason. And I try to let the girls in our group know it's not because you're an older drummer just starting. It's not because you are anything. It's just because of they are that way. It's not about you. They could be saying it to anyone like Annika or like Emmanuel. It's not about you personally. It's about them personally, because normal people don't go around trying to destroy other people. That's about their problems and not about your playing. And so that's what I love about our group, that we foster that sense of encouraging having good playing habits, and putting anything out there, even if you think it's not very good, because it takes a lot of courage to do that. And then to get the feedback from the girls who actually will love you and encourage you to do it. And so we don't have to deal with not just misogyny, but just people being awful for no reason. We don't have to deal with that in our group. And so I wish all of Facebook, we could just foster a sense of, we have to be careful with each other's psyche. We're just going to lift each other up and not tear each other down. But of course, we see that that's not the case. But at least in this one little safe haven in the world, we can put anything else out there that we want, and know that people are only going to say positive things about it. We're not going to we're not going to be crucified.
Benefit. I mean, that's one good thing about the military bands is quite often you play behind a curtain, so they can't judge you. They can't say female, it's just most of the prelims are behind a curtain because of, race, gender, and all those predispositions, and if you rank high behind the curtain and someone scores you low in person, you trust me, we take a look at that. We're like, okay.
Oh, I know the military is very careful about that.
Yes. Yeah. And I want to tell you, I know I'm probably one of the older ones on the site, but one of my students said, Sheila, why are you giving so much away? All of your secrets. I said, what am I going to do? Why not give it away? We're supposed to be helping each other. I had my day in the sun. I had a great career, making great money, played for 30,000 people, drum set, just one song, but mostly conducting. I've turned around to full house standing ovations, packed to the Guild, because we played patriotic music and the classics. I've had the joy of having a 30-year music career, music life, and made money playing music.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I had my day in the sun. I want my students and anyone who asks for help to have their day in the sun. And if this is going to help them, I'm going to give it to them. I have no chip on my shoulder. Like this drum set camp coming up in July. I went out and got the best teachers I could find just on the East Coast, right? Because of COVID.
Yeah. Sure.
I mean, the best that would be willing to do it for the pay. And I called one of my students who has students, and I said, hey, Joe, I'm make up a name. Why don't you send your students over? He goes, I'm going to lose my students. And I said, how are you going to lose your students? Well, he said he was worried about losing his students. I said, what are you worried about? They're not going to see these people anymore. No one's down here trying to take your students.
Right.
I don't want your students. I got my own. I don't have time.
Right.
But give these guys an opportunity to be a part of something that will just help them come out of this COVID. I'm not going to lie, and I'm not going to tell Penny which one. I have 10 students signed up for the camp because their parents said, when they went out and researched the names of the people, the kids like, Mom, let me do it, let me do it, let me do it, let me do it, please, Mom. And it's helping them because Maryland is still experiencing quite the lockdown. Okay. And these kids' brains are fried.
Yeah.
And I had many people say, do you teach online? I said, no, I will if you want it, but my students, I can't even get them to watch a video because they're so fried from being online.
Yeah.
One thing COVID did well is they got these kids off the phone, man. They don't, they're like, poof. They don't want anything to do with it. When they come offline, they are done. Online school has fried these kids, and they can't wait for in-person peer interaction and learning some really cool things from some really cool people like
Well,
Sherry.
that's exciting.
And
That's
Penny,
exciting.
yeah.
I'm glad that you get to do that.
Yeah, Maryland is opening up little by little. First thing they did was open up the camps. July 1st, they're opening up camps for students from other states to come in. That's June
Nice.
1st. June 1st. I apologize. June 1st.
Okay.
So
Very good.
yeah, it's really cool. I mean, I look, I'm the lowest man on that totem pole in that camp. You know, I'm teaching rudiments. I'm staying in my zone. I know my element. Here's a pair to and everybody else gets to teach the cool stuff.
That's where you shine too, though. I mean, you really know your stuff. So that's a great fit for you.
You're too sweet.
Be sure to put up a bunch of stuff about it as it comes up, because people that are in our group may want to be part of it if they're young, or they may have kids or students that they're close and they could sign up. So I want people to know about it.
Well, thank you. I don't want to hammer the group. I try to be selective on what I do, but I would like anyone, I want to put this out there as an invitation to anyone on DGU, that if you want to make a trip to DC in the end of July, you come on in there and sit on the kit, and either you're going to be teaching or you're going to be playing or learning. Just get in there. The door is open, wide open. It's not, you know, if you say, hey, I'm on DGU and I'm going to be near DC, can I pop in on that Wednesday evening? Yes, come by.
How wonderful. Please don't feel like you're ever hammering the group, because I would love to see more from you. There it is. I'm the boss, so I get to say that.
Here. I mean, just my little iPhone audio, that's all you're getting. But
well, you know, that's how I make a lot of my videos too, but that's okay. No one cares about that. I try to make
sure you can discern the kick from the hi-hat, from the snare, and the cat. And if I can hear it, I've tried every angle. I'm like, okay, that one. Because each beat that I do, I have to move the camera to a different angle to make sure that each voice is clearly delineated in the video. So it's you might not even see my head sometimes, because sometimes the bass wasn't at a good angle, so I had to move it way in. So, but thank you. I will.
Sure. Awesome. Maybe. Thank you very much. Is there anything else that you are up to musically or whatever that you would like for us to know?
Looking forward to the country opening back up so I can tour with Bill Ludwig III. With him.
So that was another question I was going to ask. I'm glad that you brought that up. So you have some endorsements. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah. After I won Hit Like a Girl, it was so cool, because I get an email or a message from Bill B3, he calls himself. Yeah. He said, he sends me, I guess he got the email from Hit Like a Girl, my email. Sends me an email and attaches the whole catalog. And he said, hey, Sheila, congratulations. I'm supposed to be sending you a little 3-piece kit, you know, and not, you know, a 3-piece shell pack. And look over the catalog. And if you could build your dream kit, let me know what you would build. And I went, okay. So I just built basically the drum set I had for the audition for the Hit Like a Girl. This very versatile. I can move the toms here. I can move my, extremely versatile. And so that was Wednesday, and he said, I'll call you Friday. So he called me Friday, and he said, hey, Sheila, congratulations. I want to talk to you personally. I would like to bring you on as an educator clinician. And he said, I've seen your drum set videos. I've seen your Facebook profile. I read your bio. You put out some really cool, clever stuff. And he said, would you want to do that? I said, heck yeah. So then he said, did you pick out your drum set if you could put a dream kit? I said, yes, I did. And he said, what? So I gave him the dimensions of all the drums. He said, what color? And I said, well, I like that blue burst where the light the inside's a little whatever. And okay, what's the snare drum? And I said, the mahogany, shoot. And he said, okay, we'll get those in the factory. We'll get them out to you as soon as we can. And I went, wow. I mean, it's nice. Yeah. A 6-piece. Now, here's something I do want to make to help people understand, because I was asked why I chose to put the bass drum, the tom holders into the bass drum and not freestyle them on the cymbals. So when I first got out of the Air Force Band, I took my last check and I bought a pearl Mapex custom with the gold lugs, right? And I really thought, okay, I'm gonna have time to practice now. Well, that didn't work. But I did get asked to go in the studio with that drum set. And it was the kind that the pearl attached to the rims, right? And the rims attached to the tom holders and the tom holders attached to the cymbal. So I went in the studio and I'm playing for this R&B girl, real easy, slower song. And the engineer was like, man, something's ringing. Something's just ringing. What the heck is ringing? So they came out and they diagnosed the problem. And I stared at it and I said, I know what it is. And he said, what? And I said, I have a round drum with a metal rim, with a metal tom arm, hooked onto a metal cymbal stand, holding a metal cymbal. So when I hit that drum, all you heard was metal. Just boo. And I sold the kit. I paid $5,000 for it and I got $5,000 for it. And I bought that Yamaha stage custom where the drums go in the hole. And so my Ronnie said, why did you do that? I said, because look at it, look, here's a drum with a metal pole that goes into a drum. So guess what you hear when you hit that drum? He goes, what? I said, drum. You don't hear metal, you hear the drum. And even B3, Bill was like, I can't believe you want to put the toms into the drum head. So I told him that lesson and he went, do you think technology has gotten better over the years? I said, yep, but now I know when I record these, I had to put towels all over the boom arms that were on the cymbals and around the drums in that recording session to muffle all the ring that was happening. So that I want everyone to know I'm not an old school, but I am an old school, because when I go in the studio now, that engineer says, I've never had an easier time miking your drums, because there's no metal. And it doesn't go from metal to metal to metal to cymbal stand to metal to metal to metal to metal. It's a drum going into a drum. And that's it.
Nice.
Yeah, and then my 2 floor toms. So yeah. That's why I know people look at me and say, look, she's got that old drum set with the toms going into the drums. That's just terrible. Well, that's why I did it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're with WFL3, but what other endorsements?
TRX cymbals.
Okay.
And I reached out to them because I wanted to buy a whole new set of cymbals. And I thought, I'm just going to start emailing companies. So I emailed Heisty, TRX, Zildjian, blah, 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 all of them, Mino, all of them. And the 2 that wrote me back were TRX and Peisty.
Okay.
Peisty said, congratulations on Hit Like a Girl. Well done. The video is awesome, but we're not going to give you a sponsorship. So yeah, hi, but no. So they said, but we will give you 60% off on our prices. And so they sent me the price list. And then I got the TRX list and I'm looking. So let's see, 600, that's half off, okay? Or 250. I'll go with this guy. So I went with TRX, and I mentioned Penny a lot, but I really did reach out to her because I think she's a cymbal aficionado. And I said, okay, Penny, this is what I want. What's it called? Because admittedly, and I let them know that, so I'm not telling tales on TRX. It was difficult for me to understand how they assigned each name to each cymbal. So she helped me with all that. I got exactly what I was looking for. So
Fantastic.
they're beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see, but you'll have to put up a recent video or a picture or something just so we can see your setup. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, I sent TRX a setup, but I guess I'm really down on totem poles. They haven't done anything with it yet. The setup I just did about 3 weeks ago in the studio. And I had them all out. They was shyshin' 90, you know.
Nice. So you're with you're with Ludwig and then TRX. Is there anything else?
No,
interesting?
I had Collision actually messaged me on Instagram. And they said they'd send me a sample pack. And I said, well, I'm liking the freestyle 5As. I'm liking a little bit of extra length. But I tell you what, them 5As, I mean, I'm beavering them up like candy. I cannot, I mean, it looks like something went, you know, and I can't believe how quickly they're just disintegrating, you know.
Mhm.
So I just love the feel of a 5A, and but I might see if I can, you know, I've been staying in touch with Collision, so I'm interested in that.
Well, what sticks do you generally go to if you had to go out and buy sticks for yourself? What do you usually play?
Vic Firth 5A.
Okay.
And then first it was 5A, then 5A Classic, then 5A Extreme, and now it's 5A Freestyle, because they're just a little longer. And as you know, I play traditional, so with the left hand, I'll take any quarter of an inch I can get.
Yeah.
So I got that quarter of an inch so I can get to that floor tom. So
Right.
it's in my mind. I know it's in my mind. I'm not, you know, I accept that. I have a problem, but I just wish I could find one that you know wouldn't pop out with those little dolls where you twisted them like this and all the hair came out. That's what it's
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. I have sticks that I use exclusively now, but I still have the pair that I bought 4 years ago, and they have chipped up some, and so I wrapped them. But I've only broken 2 pair in 2 years, in 4 years, and they were 7A jazz sticks, and I broke them
Oh,
up close to the top, you know, because they're so thin at the top.
they're pencil.
Um,
They're
but
pencil.
I've never broken a 5A pair from Cooper Groove. They're just it almost put them out of business, because you can buy a pair and they don't break. I mean, you're not breaking them, so people aren't just like going in all the time buying a new pair. They keep the same pair for a year, and so
Wow.
I'm like, this is a bad business plan, because you're gonna have to get all new customers all the time, because your sticks last such a long time.
What's the
So
name? You need to put.
I'm gonna do a video about how good these sticks are. They contacted, it's called Cooper Groove. So if you've seen them in Modern Drummer or whatever, they've been on a lot of different magazines. They have little grooves
Oh
into the handle of
yeah.
the stick.
Yeah, that's right.
And that just kind of reminds you because a lot of sticks, they're very slick, right? They
Mhm.
make them very shiny, which is nice. They look great. But when your hands get sweaty, that slickness makes them slide out of your hand. So what do? You naturally will grip the stick harder. Well, when you're playing on a drum set, you don't want to have a heavy, you know, white knuckle grip, because that ruins your technique. You're
Yeah.
not supposed to grip so hard. So with the grooves in the sticks, you can loosen up on your grip, because it reminds you where the stick is in your hand, and it doesn't just like slide out. There's no shiny all around it. But I
Are they
don't,
toward the back?
yeah, they're on the back
Oh,
end, and there's
okay.
some grooves in it. There's no grooves. I don't know. I guess they go all, no, they're just in the back end, I think. But anyway, I don't know. I've used them for 4 years exclusively, because they contacted me and said, if you're coming to the NAMM show, just pick up a pair and see if these help you, because they knew I was having trouble keeping my sticks in my hands because of my muscle and
Wow.
joint issues. And I literally was playing at a church one time and had to tape the stick into my left hand because my muscles were cramping so bad I couldn't literally hold it. And so he said, just come and try these out. So he gave me a pair and I played them there, and I was like, wow, this feels very different. They're weighted a little bit different, and I just don't have to worry about them sliding out all the time. So once I started playing with them, I never wanted to play with anything else. I have sticks sent to me all the time. I have probably
Wow.
200 pair upstairs, and
Not me.
I don't use them. I try to use them. I'm like, no, I throw them out. I use my Cooper ones. They work for me. So if you ever want to try a pair, I'll just send you a pair of mine and just see what you think. See if they work.
Do I have to give them back?
If you like them, no.
Oh.
I'll just let you have them.
All right.
Okay. So do you guys have other questions for Sheila before we wrap this up? Because Sheila, you've got a really cool story. I've got to just tell you, I've been having so much fun having you on here.
Oh, likewise. I've enjoyed it.
So much. Thank you. We're going to have Penny on pretty soon. I don't remember the date. Penny, can you remember?
I think it's the 12th.
April 12th. So you guys, that's going to be a blast, because Penny if you haven't watched Penny play,
Oh,
you
yeah.
need to go straight from this video,
yeah.
go straight to her Facebook and just look up one of her videos, because she is a monster drummer, man. I'm telling you, I'm so impressed. So impressed.
And monster is a good explanation too. So,
Just so good. And not only that though, just knowledgeable. So she has lots and lots of teaching videos out there. So if you guys want to know anything about anything drums, she's the person, I think.
Yeah, I send a lot of my students there because she has the playing experience, the technical experience, the industry experience that I didn't get being in the military and doing this and doing ceremonies and concerts. So when I see that she's putting out something out there regarding, like doing right now, she's doing creating drum parts for a song.
Okay,
you know,
nice.
And everyone's going out and learning grooves. Oh, I learned this groove from Beelzebub, and I want to learn this groove, and so and so. And I'm like, why don't you just learn how to be creative? Learn your own thing. Learn how to create. Go check this girl out. She's talking about it right now.
Yeah.
I want to do eulogy, so I'm going to play that lick, and I'm going to learn it. Well, you're just checking a box. You're not learning anything. You're just playing someone else's groove. Go learn how to tap into your own creativity. And that's where I've been sending them. Just, go be original.
I love that.
Stop taking from everybody else.
I love it. Yeah, Penny, you break down some things in such an easy to understand way.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
I've been teaching beginners a really long time. So
well, you do a
I've
good
had lots
job.
of practice.
Thank
you.
You do a good job.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, I have had a blast. I'm so thankful that you everybody shows up to all of these. I just am floored every time that I put one of these up and people just show up, and I'm just like, I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful you guys show up.
You're doing a great job. I want to know about these sisters on the drums thing. Why can't we have a big one here on the East Coast? Karen Wolf, is that her name?
Yes, Karen. Yeah, Karen.
Down. I'm sorry to talk over top. Yeah, I'm sorry, honey.
No, it's okay. Karen is her name, and then Sherry Lovano. She's the other one that they own, the Sisters on the Drums. It's in California, Northern California. So I got to do the drum camp with them in November, and then they hired me to come back this coming November, and we're going to be doing that. But when it's safe, and hopefully it is soon. My plan for this year was to have several Drummergirls United, not drum camps, but weekend clinics. And so I had one a couple of years ago, and I had 3 other clinicians come in from our group. One came from Canada, Ellie Bertrand, and then we had Karen was one of the clinicians. I was a clinician, and also Emily Gould from Colorado. So we had 4 clinicians. Some of us did some private lessons with the students while they were there, all females from our group and from town, and a lot of people flew in, and it was such a blast. We did Friday night, Saturday, all day, Sunday, half day, and it was just so much fun. We all stayed in the same hotel, and it was a ball.
So
I have a friend.
Why don't you look at the last weekend in July, Saturday and Sunday, the 30th and the 1st of August, and out here on the East Coast somewhere. How about I'll find you the facility? How's that?
If everybody wants to, if somebody wants to come, I will have it.
Well, me and Penny will be there.
Okay, so the 3 of us, let's talk about this offline. Maybe you guys can PM me, and we'll make a little group, and we'll talk about how to make this happen, because I know that there are people that would come up if we did it. I mean, I have.
We've got the girls from PA, Delaware, Virginia. I'm seeing these girls. I know where you are, Deb Wilt. I know where you are, Deb. I know you. And so they would come. I know they would. All you need is
we have a lot of people. We have a lot of people on the East Coast that are in our group. I know that we do. So, and I'm in Tulsa, so I'll travel anywhere to see you guys. I don't have a problem with that at all. So yeah, let's be talking about that, because I had planned on doing 4 to 5 last year, and of course COVID shut everything down. Then I was hoping, well, this year, hopefully this year we'll get to do that. So even if we could do 1 or 2 this year, I'd be thrilled to be able to do that.
Yeah, if you look, if you can get here,
Oh, I can get there.
we'll make. I know. I voluntold Penny. I'm sure she wasn't ready for that. I just gave her a right hook. Boom. But I'm figuring, well, you're here, just stay over 2 more nights. So maybe I can talk to Sherry Miracle too and get her to stay over 2 more
Oh,
nights.
she's awesome.
She's a jazzer. I can't do that. Not my gift. Not my gift.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yes, let's talk about that, you guys. Let's try to figure something out.
We'll do it.
All right. Okay. Well, I am thankful for you guys. I appreciate everything that you guys do to help grow the group. If you know anybody that might be a good fit for the group, please invite them, because I know that once people get into the group and get encouraged, they are so thankful that they have found some people that are a constant source of encouragement. So anybody that students and whatever that you want to invite, I would love to have them be part of us.
They're already in. I got girls already in there. But hey, again, Tammy, well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
If there's anything I could do for you or for the group, please just shoot me a little text. I cannot believe how responsive you are to messages. I'm just, wow, this lady is, no wonder it's exploded, So well done, girl. Keep it up.
Thank you. Thank you so much, you guys. Okay, I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to, the rest of the night, I get to edit videos and try to put them all up on our YouTube channel, and you're going to see an explosion of videos coming up on the group, because I am so backlogged on getting these edited and then shared with the group, because a lot of people can't join us live and they want to watch them, and they're waiting. They're waiting
like me.
To get myself together.
I think I've caught 1 live video in 2 months.
Yeah.
But I go to YouTube and I'm always checking, and I've watched every single one. I know,
and there's only about 8 up there, and I've probably done 30, so I'm way behind. I've got to edit them, and I told my husband I'm not doing anything else tonight. I'm just going to be working until this gets done. So I'll be up into the wee hours, but
just tell them, okay. I'm trying to get all this stuff out of my system so I don't do it on the vacation.
Yeah, and I will. Okay, tomorrow noon Central, Lindsay Artkopf, who I know her because she won Hit Like a Girl in 2016. And so she and I became buddies almost immediately. And I got to see her at the PASIC that year, and it was so much fun. She's such an awesome person. She graduated Berkeley, and she just is amazing. So you guys, if you have a chance, please join us for that. It's going to be noon Central. And if not, I promise I will get it out. I will edit it and get it out for you guys to all watch. Okay.
Noon Central. That's 1 my time. Okay. Look, my drum line's on spring break this week, so I might actually get in there.
All right. All right, you guys. Well, I will see you later, and thank you for all of your participation. I so much appreciate it. You have no idea.
March.
Yeah. Maya.
April calendar out yet?
Yes. Hazel is the one that makes all of my calendars. And so I just gave a hold of that information to her, and she sent it back to me. Is this good? So I think on tomorrow, April 1st, she'll actually post it to the group. But I know it's been made.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah. Yes, Sheila.
Do you normally post the Zoom links like 15 minutes prior? So if I want to, like tomorrow?
No, it should already be on there. In fact, yours was on there this morning, but I was telling somebody else, they said, well, Sheila's Zoom link isn't on part of her event. And I said, well, it was there this morning, because you sent me the bio, but it was like out of a magazine. So I had to actually go back, and I typed all of it. And I had the Zoom link on there, but it kept getting real glitchy, and it would knock me off, and it would have to do it again. It would knock me back off. So for whatever reason, it didn't show up. So I when somebody brought it to my attention, I went in and put it back up there real quick. So I'm sorry about that. I didn't realize it, but all the other events should have the Zoom links attached. I do it all at the same time.
I got to get in there tomorrow. I mean, now that I have the day free, I need to get in there. So.
Yeah, so at the beginning of every month, I try to do all the Zoom links under the events for the whole month. So you guys can
Mm.
just plan, put it on your calendar and it's there. And then
Okay.
if something happens with an artist or with me, I get sick or whatever, and we have to change it, I always try to make an announcement so you guys know that it's going to be changed a little bit. Okay. All right. I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much, guys. And I will see some of you tomorrow then.
Yep.
Bye, Karen. Bye, Maria. Bye, Penny. Bye,
Bye.
Maya. Bye,
Bye,
Sheila. Thank you
everybody.
again. Thank you,
Yeah.
Hazel. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.